the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here at Williamsburg with the Aces Up Sim Sports Tune-Up Series. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and we will have a fantastic night of half-mile paperclip dirt track racing. Thank you once again for being here. I'm excited for it. Qualifying is underway. With that being said, let's step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with heat race action.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back as heat race number 1 is on track and ready to get rolling. Let's go ahead and look at our starting lineup for this one. On the inside of row number 1, that is Alex Bergeron. To his outside, Rylan Gray. Ethan Johnson and Nick Larry make up row number 2. Row 3 is Matthew Crow, and sixth spot outside row 3, that is Connor Dudek. Matthew Rogers and Aiden Beerline for the row number 4. Richie Gaines and Brody Dushier for row 5. Field gonna go around one more time. Next time by, we'll be at full speed. Alex Bergeron, Ryland Gray on the front row. Chevy Silverado takes the pit road exit, and here we go. The field stabs the throttle. Green flag is out, and we are underway for the first time tonight. Bergeron with the jump gets out to the early race lead. Ryland Gray sliding into second. Ethan Johnson battling down on the bottom. Johnson can't quite take second place away from Ryland Gray. Top 3 drivers from each heat race advance into the A main. Top 8 from qualifying already in the A main, as Johnson now comes under pressure from Nick Larry. Wide through 1 and 2. Connor Dudek in the 7 comes out on top on the outside lane. Dives down to the bottom as Bergeron and Gray comfortably sitting in first and second. Ethan Johnson third, your final transfer spot. Dudek in fourth. Looks to be trying to gain some ground here. Down to 3 laps to go in this heat race. Problems for Richie Gaines and Brody Boucher. They both are on pit road. Dudek not quite able to reel in Ethan Johnson, the top 5. Top 4 looking set. 5th place under heavy pressure. That's Aiden Bierlein. Off of turn number 4, picking up the checkered flag. Alex Bergeron, Ryland Gray, Ethan Johnson. Welcome to the A main. Everyone else into an LCQ. Heat race number 2. Let's take a look at the grid for this one. Chase Stewart in the 40 on pole position with Jesse Newsom on the outside of row 1. Inside row 2, that is Aiden Price. On the outside, Caden Berry. Bryce Honstein and Garrett Holsey make up row 3. Row 4 going to be Ty Schovelach and Seth Gregory. Spencer Putney in our final starting spot here tonight. Chase Stewart, our pole position, looking out the back of his race car. Field ready to go. Chevy Silverado heads for pit road. Green flag is out. Heat race number 2 is underway. Chase Stewart jumps out to the early race lead. Jesse Newsom in second. Stewart goes down to the bottom. Looks like he scrubbed a little too much speed. That allowed Jesse Newsom to get him run down the straightaway. Newsom to the top spot. Stewart down on the bottom once again. Good launch off of 4 for Stewart. He takes over the race lead, or takes it back. Contact between him and Newsom. Newsom out of shape. Newsom gonna lose some ground on that. Chase Stewart still our race leader. Aiden Price into second. Caden Berry sitting in third. Newsom now finds himself in fourth. Starting to string out, get single file. There's trouble for fourth place. Seth Gregory, Spencer Putney, Jesse Newsom all getting into a tussle down the backstretch. Two laps to go here in heat race number 2. Stewart, Price, and Berry, your top 3. Garrett Holsey in 4th place. Nice Shoblock on his back bumper. But off of turn number 4 for the final time, heat race number 2 win goes to Chase Stewart. Aiden Price, Caden Berry into the A main. Everyone else in the 1 of 2 LCQs here tonight. Go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup for heat race number 3. On the inside of row number 1, that is Kenny Hoffman, who is outside Bryce Lucius. Row 2, Clayton Davies and Joel Smith. Row number 3, Dustin Sargent and Aiden Stoll. Row 4, Alex Szerzinski and Gavin Chatham. Logan Trimmer in our final starting spot for our 3rd heat race. Chevy Silverado gonna get out of the way, and we're gonna fire off heat race number 3. Top 3 advanced as the green flag comes out. We are underway. Hoffman gets the early lead. Lucius down on the bottom. Davies trying to take second place away. Hoffman with the right rear right along the guardrail. Hoffman looking strong as he starts to pull away here in the heat race. Lucius second, third going to Clayton Davies for the set moment. But Davies down on the bottom, letting Lucius know he is there. Alex Szerzynski trying to pressure Aiden Stoll. Szerzynski and Stoll on the outside looking in. Joel Smith in 4th place, needing just one more spot to transfer in. Number 24 trying to chase down Clayton Davies. Two more laps to go here in heat race number 3. White flag final lap for Kenny Hoffman in the heat race number 3. I don't know what I was getting ready to say there. Through 3 and 4 and really running that high side. Makes it look easy. Hoffman picking up the win. Lucius in second, third, and final transfer spot going to Davies. Szerzynski ended up 4th. Smith, Trimmer. All those guys into an LCQ. Take a look at our first LCQ starting lineup. Connor Dudek and Alex Szerzynski on the front row. Ty Schobelach, Nick Laurie for row number 2. Row 3, Logan Trimmer and Seth Gregory. Matthew Rogers, Aiden Stoll for row 4. Spencer Putney in our final starting spot for this LCQ. All right, here we go. The LCQ getting ready to fire off. Green flag is out and we are underway. 12 laps our distance in this one. Alex Rzazinski wastes no time going right to the outside. Meanwhile, it's a mess of cars from 4th place on back. Ty Schobolak sitting in 3rd, trying to outrun this mess as 2 cars go into the wall. Matthew Rogers, Spencer Putney. Heavy impact, both drivers out of the race. The 43 getting crossed up just a little bit there. Connor Dudek is our race leader. Alex Rzazinski in 2nd. But Rzazinski running that high side, really starting to build some momentum. Gets a good run down the backstretch, challenging for the race lead. Dudek throwing the slider slash block. And now Rzazinski feeds him a little bit of right rear as if to say thank you very much. So Rzazinski taking over the top spot. He's our new race leader. And pulling away, Connor Dudek finds himself in 2nd. Schobolak 3rd. Stoll in 4th. But Logan Trimmer and Seth Gregory running 5th and 6th. Those two battling for position. Rzazinski with 5 laps to go. Has the clear advantage right now. Took him a few laps to get to the race lead, but once he did, he made sure to open up a gap and try and run away from the rest of the field. Got 2 laps to go here in this LCQ. Only 2 drivers out of this. Matthew Rogers, Spencer Putney. Rzazinski, Schobolak, Aiden Stoll, man on a mission. Up 5 positions to be in 3rd place. Dudek, meanwhile, falling to 4th. It's the final lap for Alex Rzazinski. And Rzazinski picks up the win. Schobolak 2nd, 3rd goes to Stoll. Dudek ends up 4th. Nick Laurie, Logan Trimmer, Seth Gregory finish out the LCQ. Now we move on to LCQ number 2. Take a look at our starting lineup for this one. On the inside of row number 1, Garrett Holsey with Aiden Beerline to the outside. Row 2 going to be Joel Smith and Bryce Honstein, Matthew Hero and Gavin Jadam for row 3. Row 4, Jesse Newsom and Richie Gaines, Dustin Sargent and Brody Duchier in row number 5. Field makes its way down the backstretch for the final time before we let him loose. Silverado makes the left-hand turn onto pit road, and now we get ready to go racing here in our final LCQ. Green flag is out. We are underway. Holsey getting the early jump, big lead for Holsey down the backstretch. Holsey brushing the wall just a little bit there. 13 of Aiden Beerline running down on the bottom lane, sliding into second spot. I should say holding on to it. Joel Smith giving him heavy pressure. As Smith trying to take over second place. 12 laps the distance of each LCQ. This one down to 8 laps to go. 4 laps in, 8 more to go. Holsey continues to lead and now starting to pull away. Moving into second place. He is up 4 spots in this LCQ. Biggest mover in this LCQ by far. Now he sets about trying to reel in Garrett Holsey. Holsey with a 1.2 second gap over second place. Track really starting to show its different lines. Nobody really venturing into the middle, but a lot of drivers working the bottom or the high side. Trouble in the back. You stay green. Bryce and Matthew out of the race and on to pit road. Beerline under attack from Jesse Newsom. Final lap here in LCQ number 2. Beerline in third. Newsom wants it, but off of turn number 4, Halsey picks up the LCQ win. Gavin, Aiden, Jesse, Richie, your top 5. As we head into a 5-minute warm-up, I'm going to take a moment, step away for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's A-Main racing action. Welcome back as the drivers just now hit the track for their final warm-up session. Going to get a few more laps in to test their final setups. any last minute adjustments that they may need. And just like that, the checkered flag falls on the warm-up session. We get ready for 35 laps in tonight's A main event. As the drivers line up on the grid, let's take a look at our starting lineup for this one. Top 8 transferred in from qualifying, so this is the first time you get to see them here tonight. Braden Eiler, Mason Hannigan making up row number 1. Row 2, Aiden Forster and Ethan Winter. Casey Simmons and Logan Rumsey for row number 3. Tanner Pettit, Joey Lingrun make up row number 4. Row 5, Alex Bergeron and Chase Stewart. Kenny Hoffman and Rylan Gray for row number 6. Row 7, Aiden Price and Bryce Lucius. Ethan Johnson and Caden Berry for row number 8. Row 9 going to be Clayton Davies and Alex Herzinski. Garrett Holsey, Ty Shobalak for row 10. And then Gavin Tatham in our final starting spot tonight. Chevy Silverado going to get out of the way this time. And we're going to let them loose for 35 laps here at Williams Grove. Braden Eiler on the throttle and away we go. Eiler into the race lead. Aiden Forster challenging for second. Hannigan has it, running the high side, but it looked like Forster getting a better run off of the corner down on that bottom lane. Inside lane looks like that is the preferred line for Braden Eiler so far. Eiler keeping that tire right in the moisture. Everyone really working the bottom here at Williams Grove. We go on board with Joey Lingrun. Braden Eiler continues to lead. 35 laps at Williams Grove is a long time, but Eiler pulling away from Aiden Forster. Forster and Hannigan still going at it for third spot, or I should say second place. Hannigan in the third spot, trying to take second away from Forster. Hannigan falling back now. He's going to feel the pressure from Ethan Winter, as it looks like everyone's starting to migrate up the track a little bit. Maybe the bottom lane has given up the ghost, I should say. It looks like it is a slower line now. Hannigan to the top, Forster to the top. Now Hannigan falling to 6th place. Alex Bergeron on the march. He's up 2 spots now. He's going to start challenging Hannigan for the position. Right now, our biggest mover is Garrett Holsey. Holsey up 6 positions, finding himself in 13th place. Got one end of the wall. Keep it going. Bryce Lucius. Casey Simmons finding himself out of the race on the pit road. So Simmons being the first one to exit this race just a few laps ago. Down to 19 laps to go. And Gavin Chatham going to bring out the yellow flag. See what happened to Gavin. Got fed a little bit of chin music there. Take one last look at this one. Our our first caution of the night coming out. Track transitioning into a worn out track. This is where Aiden Forster really starts to shine. Forster in second. Braden Idler, your race leader, and has been from the drop of the green flag. So Idler did a great transition. He ran his first few laps down on the bottom, but once the bottom lane started to give up, Eiler quickly transitioned to the high side. That move allowed him to stay in the race lead, and here we go, green flag back out. Forster going to try the bottom through 3 and 4 slider line. Eiler battles right back. Three wide battle for the race lead. Braden Eiler, Aiden Forster, Ethan Winter all going at it. Now throw in Logan Rumsey into the mix. As Eiler gets into the wall a little bit, that's going to allow Forster the momentum into 3 and 4. Can he make it stick up off the corner? Eiler with a great launch, battling back. Eiler not giving up the race lead that easy, but Forster fighting just as hard to take it away from him. This time Forster on the outside, Eiler down on the bottom. And Forster going to slide out in front. Eiler found something in 1 and 2 that allowed him to take the race lead back. But Forster in 3 and 4 maybe going to get the better run down the straightaway. As this track is slicked off, everyone's still looking for a line that works for him. Eiler running right through the middle. Forster on the high side. We got Mason Hannigan coming back through the field as he's really working the bottom lane. We got one out of shape. The yellow flag going to come out. Ethan Winter looked like his internet dropped out. And nobody could see where he was. So the second yellow flag of the night on display. Lights are still on the Chevy Silverado. See what happened to Alex Rzinski here. Heavy damage already on the race car. This was before Ethan Winter went for his tumble. The 4 drivers behind the wall. And the green flag comes back out. We get back at it. Aiden Forster jumping out to the lead. Down to 10 laps to go. Braden Eiler still trying to work that bottom line. We go on board with Eiler. Forster down on the bottom this time through 1 and 2. Logan Rumsey on the outside. And Mason Hannigan back up into second place. Hannigan coming on strong here in the closing laps. And Hannigan takes over the top spot. Aiden Forster falling to second. Alex Bergeron moving into third. And that inside line is really starting to be fought over now, as Mason Hannigan has 4 laps to go. Hannigan keeping that car under control, not letting it get too high, not spinning the tires too much, and getting a great run up off the corner on that bottom lane. Forster trying to get down, but fighting through the middle of the corner as Joey Lingrun moves into second place. Hannigan, Lingrun, Bergeron. Forster falling to 4th. Two more laps to go. And this has been a great race from the drop of the green flag. Hannigan still on that bottom. Lingrun gonna have to feed him a bumper if he wants to get by, but Mason Hannigan along the guardrail will pick up the win Lingrun in second, Bergeron third. Take a look at the rest of our results. Logan Rumsey finishing in fourth. Fifth place is Aiden Forster. Sixth goes to Braden Eiler. Kenny Hoffman in seventh place. Eighth place, and our biggest mover of the race, our hard charger, that is Ethan Johnson. Aiden Price in ninth. 10th goes to Caden Berry. Chase Stewart in 11th. 12th, Tanner Pettit. 13th is Clayton Davies. 14th spot, Bryce Lucius. Ty Schobelach in 15th. 16th, Garrett Holsey. Rylan Gray 17th. Ethan Winter, Alex Szerzynski, Gavin Chatham, and Casey Simons at the tail end of this field, all finishing behind the wall. Let's get our post-race show underway, and let's start by talking to our race winner, and that is Mason Hannigan. Mason, congratulations on the race win.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to hear from you again. And I'll tell you what, you started up front, but you fell back, I think, almost to sixth, if not somewhere around there, fifth, sixth place. Bided your time, and then the track came back to you. Tell me a little bit more about what was going on out there.
I don't know. I knew we were probably going to struggle a little bit. Just kind of set up for a little bit later. It was still tacky, and you could still kind of blow across it pretty quick, and pretty much we were setting a pretty good pace early. So I just knew, like after watching last B, that I just needed to tighten up a little bit and just make sure we were good for the end, and sure enough we were. So I would say we're close for tomorrow. You know, I don't want to assume anything, but obviously tomorrow it's a different deal than tonight. You know, like a majority of the fast guys were in here tonight, but obviously tomorrow the track's gonna be quite a bit different. And I think we had a good base, so I don't see why we wouldn't. Just it all comes down to qualifying. We can't qualify inside the top 8, you more than likely ain't got a shot at the feature. So that's the only reason I was really in contention right there. Like, qualified second, yeah, we dropped back to 6, but I figured late we were gonna come in pretty good, and sure enough we did. And yeah, the field kind of just like almost backed up to me after that caution, as like somewhat expected. I didn't know if I was or not for sure, but I knew we had set a pretty good pace leading up to that caution. So, and I knew the track was bound to change. So, yeah, hell of a run there. It was a really good race, especially Alex, Logan, and Aiden, all them guys. So, you know, it's nothing less to expect from the pro guys. So, glad to be back, and yeah, it was a hell of a race.
Well, man, nice job out there. Final shout outs, thank yous. Anything else you need to add?
Yeah, all the boys at Black Diamond. Shout out to Richie for making it. Hopefully we can get us both in tomorrow. And you know, I think for the most part I should be locked in for the top 60 come Knoxville. So we got 2 more weeks left, and yeah, try to lock in and get some good notes down and go from there.
All right, man. Well, nice job picking up the win, starting off to a good start for tomorrow.
Thank you.
That is Mason Hannigan, our race winner. Now let's move on to our second place finisher. And that is Joey Lingrun. Joey, congratulations on second place, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, KR.
Man, I'll tell you, we really didn't talk a whole lot about you, but then all of a sudden 3 laps to go, and you're in second place.
Yeah, we kind of started feeling our groove towards the end of the race. Just kind of was biting our time, I guess, so to speak, on the bottom the whole race, and kind of paid off towards the end. We were really good on the bottom there. Wish there was like a little bit more room to pass, but I mean, I'm not complaining about the run that we had tonight, nor the track or whatever happened tonight. But it was a pretty good run for us overall. Good momentum going into tomorrow. Gotta thank all the sponsors: Jaegers and Sons Construction, Madrillo Say Speed Shop, VLR, Tac 3 Defense, WR1 Sim Chassis, Factory 5 Designs for the badass wrap, Joey Linger Photography, and everybody else that I've missed on the race car. Nobody can, or I can't do what I want to do without them.
All right, man. Well, nice job. A great second place run for you. We look forward to seeing a great finish out of you tomorrow night as well.
Appreciate it, KR.
That is Joey Lingron getting it done here in second place. Now let's move on to our third and final podium spot here tonight. That is Alex Bergeron. Alex, congratulations on third place.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
That car had to come from about mid-pack, but you made it work and looked like that bottom lane really came to you.
Yeah, it was not too bad. We had a good run. Tried to top a couple laps, but seemed like the bottom line was better for me in the car and what we came up with. So last lap almost had a shot for second place there, but it was a bit risky. So we got third.
Well, solid third place. That's nothing to be too upset about, man. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything else you need to add?
I'll definitely got to thank my team and all our sponsors and you guys for broadcasting, and obviously Aces Up SimSport for putting this league up. I appreciate it a lot. Chad is helping us having some testing for the Pro Series, and that's really good for us. So,
all right, man. Well, nice job once again. Congratulations on third place.
Thank you.
All right, now let's move on to our final interview of the night, and that is tonight's hard charger. That is Ethan Johnson. Let's see if we can't get a word in with him. Ethan, this KR got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
Man, congratulations. You get the Hard Charger Award here tonight.
Yeah, I went into the race just basically trying to turn laps around the bottom. Just to get some seat time, I'm not really a sprint car guy, so any laps help.
Well, it looked like that car was fast enough to continue on its way forward. Tell me a little bit about your race and how you were picking them off.
Yeah, basically, I think I moved up to the top one time. I plowed the fence down, and I moved back down, just try to make consistent laps and try to make no mistakes, and just pick them off one by one and move forward.
Well, good job on that, man, earning that Hard Charger Award. Nothing to be ashamed of or anything. That's quite the award in itself. So shout outs, thank yous. Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I got to thank Tanner Pettit Racing. He does everything. I just show up and turn a couple laps. He does everything and setup wise. Jimmy P. Mac Tools, 1425 Photography, Aces Up SimSports, CD Cinematography, Trackside Collective, Blake Carrick Racing, you for broadcast, and everybody else. Thank you.
All right, Ethan Johnson, once again, congratulations on the Hard Charger.
Thank you.
All right, that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed the racing action. I know I did. It was very entertaining as there were cars all over the track. So until next week, y'all stay safe. Have a great night.